to episode 27 of Scar Bearers. I'm Chris D.T. Gordon. It is fantastic and a blessing to have you here with me today. And also with me, musically at least, is Nate Barron with that wonderful theme music. If you want your own theme, reach out to Nate at NATEBERAN. Well, I checked. There are no weird, funny, or interesting reviews to read on the air here. So instead, we're going to talk about boxing. No, I'm not talking about pummeling your brain into a gray goo. I'm talking about this kind of boxing as I hold up a big cardboard box with FedEx on the side. Now, I don't know about you, but this year I have ordered, admittedly, way too many things over the internet. But I'm going to put it to good use. I'm going to use a lot of these boxes for gift wrapping as the holiday season is quickly coming upon us. Now, I don't know if you're one of those tricky people who likes to put nothing in gift boxes, but if you do, please be kind and give that person an extra special something in the next gift box. Come on. There's enough jerkiness around. We don't need to add to it under the Christmas tree or under the or menorah or whatever. All right, so come on, be cool. All right, today I am so excited. We are talking with my new friend and hero, Eric Patrick Thomas, who is a fellow Flintstone. We both grew up in the Flint, Michigan area, and that alone is fun and exciting for me. But he is extra special because after sustaining a fateful spinal cord injury in 1997, he decided to use his circumstances to become an entrepreneur and use his passion to help people change the way they view disabilities. I really hope you take something away from this interview like I did. Today's sponsor is Spock's Goatee. Spock's Goatee. Now you can blame your evil deeds on your facial hair. However, after thinking about it for a second, maybe cool it on the evil. I think we're good for this year. All right. I hope you enjoy my conversation with Eric.
Hey, thanks for joining us back here on Scar Bearers. I'm Chris D.T. Gordon. It is so great to have you here with me today. Today, I'm joined by my new friend, Eric Patrick Thomas. How are you, Eric?
Excellent. Today's Inspire Friday, so I'm up. I'm in my chair because I'm still on bed rest right now because I relapsed from a bone infection that happened in 2018, March of 2018, which the first time was 670 days of bed rest.
Oh, wow.
And then I healed, and I've been up for 9 months. And then for some reason, July 28th, a Tuesday morning, I got the news that there's another hole in my body. And so my infectious disease doctor said, when he saw the pictures, he said I relapsed. That's kind of like what it comes with a chronic bone infection, the kind of a relapse and remission thing that people deal with. And so it's on my right bottom cheek, so I'm not able to sit in my chair as much because I got to keep the pressure off for it to heal. But I got up today because I want to do this interview sitting. You know, I've been trying to sit up in my chair to do interviews, but I also had some time. You know, we just did wound care last night and it was looking good. It's healing in the right direction. So as long as it's healing in the right direction, I'm going to try to get up in my chair as much as I can, like few hours or there, you know, without overdoing it. So it's a balance you have to find out, but you don't know what you did until you do the wound care. So that's how you figure it out. So okay. I'm just happy to be on the show, and it's Inspire Friday, and that's it.
Well, awesome. It's great to have you here. And, you know, I was going to lead in with saying that we're both Flint boys.
Yeah.
You know, I live in Minnesota now, but I always identify as a Michigan kid. You know, when people ask me where I'm from, I always hold up my right hand.
Yes.
And, you know, you are from Flint as well. But I think, you know, with that intro that you just gave, I think it's probably better to lead in with your story. You know, what has brought you to this point?
Well, back in September 20th of 97, which I just celebrated 23 years of life after injury. I'm a hip hop artist, and I was also taking photography school to be a photographer if the hip hop stuff didn't work out. Kind of, balancing things, different avenues. And I went out, had a party for our music release, like our music project. And I went outside to check the parking lot to make sure that, when it was in my neighbor's yard, everything was good. I came back, and then someone came around the DJ van, pulled a gun, and opened fire.
Mm.
So I have a bullet that hit me in the neck, and it spun me. But it's right in my third vertebrae now, which you can see. It's on my Instagram and Twitter, the picture of the X-ray with the bullet in my neck. And then there's a piece of, like, it looks like another one grazed the back of the head, but we're not sure. Something hit me in the back of the head because the hair doesn't grow there anymore. It's like a lump, or it's like a line, like something like skimmed me. But from getting shot, I was on the ground, just kind of, I lost the ability to breathe. I lost the ability to, like, speak, yell, ask for help, like cry or anything. I just lost everything, and I was paralyzed from the neck down. Actually, at that time, I was just paralyzed. I wasn't even moving my head, you know. Then from there, I ended up in the hospital. And they had to put 4 screws in my head to stabilize my spine. It's called a halo, and they put all these tubes down my throat and feeding tubes. And next thing you know, I'm in and out of consciousness, wake up, my mom, stepdad, dad, stepmom, a couple other people are surrounding me, doctors. They let me know, like, why I'm trying to move and I'm not moving. And they also let me know that I know what happened, which I knew what happened, but they were just like, it was a little more clear what happened. And at the same time, it was like, okay, I had to survive too. So it was just, it's a numbing blur, chaotic, triumph. It's a lot of different emotions that are happening. There's no detective yet on the case. He doesn't even show up till 4 days later. At the time I'm being questioned, I could only communicate with eye blinks. So blink once for yes, twice for no. And then tongue clicks. And then eventually, when after all the x-rays and the tests, they seen how bad it was, they decided to do a tracheotomy. So put a trach in my throat. And then I had a ventilator, life support, breathing for me. That's kind of how I got here. That was the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so how long were you in the hospital for?
September 20th to October 29th, I was in the hospital. And then I ended up going to rehab out in Craig Hospital in Inglewood, Colorado. I flew on a plane, little medical plane, October 29th to March 20th. So when I got to Craig Hospital, it was another different chapter. It was rehab boot camp, physical therapy, occupational therapy, educational therapy, outings. Just you're learning how to be like, you've been taken out to how you were before, and you're like rehabilitating into the new you. I got this beard going on. I got these screws in my head. That we go to a Denver Broncos game or something, or Denver Nuggets. I think that was the first outing, a Denver Nuggets basketball game. And I got this big machine behind my chair, and I'm like, and I'm puffing, and people are staring at me. I think they're staring at me. I'm not used to this stuff yet, Maybe they weren't staring. Maybe they were staring. Maybe some were staring, so maybe some weren't staring. I just thought they were staring. But I'm looking rough, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, it was just day by day, just learning and getting through it and pushing through it. And then at the same time, the respiratory therapist, from the very time I got there, to get off the ventilator was the goal. It was the goal. Not even walking was the goal. The physical therapy and the occupational therapy was to keep me conditioned, like, keep me range and motion. The main goal was to get off that ventilator, to breathe on your own. Once again, that was the goal. And they would come in 3 times a day 5 days a week, the respiratory therapist, and just shut the ventilator right off. Cold turkey, man. You got to breathe. You got to just figure it out. They're like, I mean, if you're not doing it, they're going to turn it on. You're like,
Yeah.
but they would put the O2 sensor on me, which I'm sure a lot of people know what a pulsometer is now because of COVID. So my oxygen level, I was able to look at it, which gave me biofeedback. And actually, I don't know I think I talked to them about doing that. Let me have that on so I can look at my O2 levels all the time so I know that I'm breathing. Because if they start dropping to 80, I'm like, okay, something's not right. The oxygen, O2 levels are going down. So that helped. Having some biofeedback, knowing, okay, am I breathing? Yes, I must be breathing. Because when it got to be 10 minutes, 8 or 20, then an hour, and then 3 hours, you're sitting there and you got that ventilator shut off for 3 hours. And they don't stick around then. Once they know, they're like, oh, okay, we'll be back. You did 3 hours yesterday, so we'll do 4 hours, so we'll be back, I'll be back to check on you. You're hooked up to monitors anyways. I mean, but you're like, I remember watching TV and stuff and just like, okay, I still got the trach in me, but the ventilator's shut off. So I'm doing it. No oxygen. They never, ever put oxygen. They always either did ventilator or it was off. They never said we're going to incorporate oxygen in with your treatment, because I think that would have taken even longer, because now you're adding to stuff that you need to wean off. Once you wean off the ventilator, now you're on oxygen. Then you got to wean off that, and before you know it, you're not even, you got to go home, because you only have so much time in rehab, which is unfortunate. I think people need to be in rehab a lot longer. I think that when I went home March 20th, I was at the stability stage of breathing on my own, which I just got off the ventilator like 2 weeks before I was leaving to go back home. But I think that if I would have stayed longer, then now I could have been working on other things, because now we worked on the breathing. I'm breathing now. Let's work on new stuff. I think that you should be able to stay in rehab at a rehab facility as you're progressing. I don't. And now they send them home even earlier now. So I'm like, wow, you just got injured. You're home in 2 months. Ooh, that's scary, because they're just not ready for it. They're not, So yeah, rehab was boot camp. But I'm glad I went out there.
Well, good. Now, so after you were off the ventilator, after you're breathing on your own, what's the next step?
The next step is, since it happened right before I left, I was going back home. Basically, they're just saying, I guess my time was, I got the wheelchair. It's basically like, take what we learned here and you take it home into your own area, which that doesn't always work out, because when you are on any type of like Medicaid or Medicare services, you don't get all the stuff that you had before. You don't get all the therapy and the nurses. This is a lot of stuff. It's not that you don't get the same care or the same amount of people that are helping you in rehab that you're going to get when you go home. Not to mention, that person may not go to an occupational or physical therapy place. That occupational or physical therapy place might not be able to do home visits. There's a lot of, things that come up that could happen when the person goes home. The person could go home and fall off the therapy wagon and not do anything at all. Say, that's all right, I'm home. I'm going to stay in bed. I'm not going to do nothing. Because you got to think, the mindset's there. The mindset, you don't know what's going on. Are they strong-minded? Are they going through depression? Are they going through suicidal thoughts? What's their thing? Are they trying to get back to how it was before? Are they like, oh, I'm just going to get back to what I was doing and not pay attention to, so it's all about the individual and your circle of supports when you get home, your resources, everything.
Yeah. So what kind of resources and support did you have as you came home to your new normal?
Yeah, my planet. When I was in rehab, I went to another planet. I say it all the time. It felt like I was somewhere else, because in the world Earth was revolving around me, or not without, like it was just, it was weird. It was like being on a different planet, and then you come back, you're like, here I am. I'm back here. And because you start seeing stuff, buildings you've never seen before, people you've never seen before. It's overstimulated. Cars on the road, expressways, all types of stuff. People getting married, people that aren't here any with us anymore. Oh, and so I'm back on planet Earth, and basically the very first resource was the Disability Network, Mr. Zelli. That's really where it all started. When we met with Mr. Zelli and Kathy and Michelle at the Disability Network, Mr. Zelli was like, "You'll be able to do whatever you want to do. You may not believe it now. You're 20 years old. I know. You just got your world rocked, but you're going to be able to accomplish whatever you want to accomplish." So I was like, "All right, man, let's roll with it." It's like, I just believed in him. He said, "But I want you to tell your story. I want you to testify. I want you. If I need you in Lansing to help with, to stop Medicaid and Medicare cuts, things that are going to put people in nursing home or long-term care cuts, whatever it is, the quality of life of a person, can you be there and testify in the House and Senate and talk to legislators and give them your name, make sure they know your name, make sure they know your story, make sure they know when they're about to go vote on the floor, they know you, and then they know others that you're speaking on." I was like, all right, well, and that was my first part of advocacy. So that was the start of the first resource. And then from there, I learned about Michigan Rehab Services, MRS, and they will help you start a business, find employment, or even go back to school. So I decided to go back to school and go back to college and just soak it all up, take whatever courses. I was taking everything: psychology, music, jazz, Spanish, business, you name it, I was taking it. And then with the Disability Network, the meet up with that's where I was able to start hiring my own staff. So doing the timesheets, hiring, doing interviews, directing my care, and basically my life became a business. So that's where I became a business owner of my life.
And I see that you have the Inspire t-shirt and the Inspire cap.
Yeah.
So what inspired Inspire?
Something that's always been there, was a childhood dream, but did not know what it was going to be. Owning my own clothing line. Now the word Inspire that's on my shirt, it started, I was wearing it when I went to go speak. So when I went to go speak, and then I would just wear it, and it just happened. Like, it just happened. But the way it went public is I was at Swords Creek Middle School speaking to the kids and stuff, and just the way that they reacted to it. When Jesse and I were like, "Man, we got to make this public. We got to do it." And then like right after that, we went to the Damon John Academy, and we learned a lot. And we had a website, but we didn't know how to make sales. It was an e-commerce site, but it was just up. We learned about Shopify, and then the next working day, took our website down and opened a Shopify page, and that was our new website, and we were able to make sales. So, and it started there. And then social media and the people that started wearing Inspire. They started saying, "Show your Inspire," or "What inspires you?" People just started sharing it, and it took on this branch, and it just grew like a tree. And it just kept organically growing. That's back from 2013. So yeah. And I've been wearing a black and white Inspire shirt, like you see here, longer than 4 years, maybe longer. Sometimes you might see me in another shirt, but I'm telling you right now, this is I own probably, I don't know, 5, 10 shirts of the same thing. So sometimes people call me a cartoon character.
I was gonna say, you're not like
Yeah,
Homer Simpson and you wear the same shirt every day.
yeah,
There's a rotation.
yeah. There's a rotation. It's just it was, I don't know. I just said I'm gonna I'm gonna simplify it. I'm gonna make sure that people know the brand.
Hmm.
And they know it. I mean, it took a while, and that we only went black and white for a long time, and then we started introducing colors because people just, can you do a pink shirt? Can you do a blue shirt? Can you do this? Can you do an inspired, inspire in such and such design, or nurses inspire? Or now we have so many inspired designs. We have so many of them but it's all, we just keep designing, we keep producing, we keep trying to find inspired designs that fit with whatever the subject matter is,
Hmm.
or whatever the topic. It could be a nurse, it could be a teacher. We have teacher inspire, we have nurses inspire,
All
we have
right.
caregivers inspire.
So
Yeah.
besides hats and T-shirts, what else do you sell?
Well, the Inspire is a brand of my company called Easy Awareness by Design.
Okay.
So that's a graphic design, apparel, and marketing material business. So we do a lot of things. We make signs and banners and stickers. We do hats and shirts and leggings and other accessories that are backpacks. Uh, wow, what else? Socks, wristbands, and then also the design work, designing and branding
Hmm.
and stuff. So we do a lot with the Easy Awareness. With the Inspire stuff, but we also have an interactive journal through the Inspire brand. So we do a lot of custom stuff for other businesses, other people that have ideas. They're like, oh, I want to start a business. And we consult with them from the start and say, okay, come on in, whiteboard it and go over the ideas, and then come up with the design and the brand and the tagline, the mission statement, just in the headline, or the header and the footers and the brochures. It just depends how far they want us to help them, from the pull-up banners to everything.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
How many people have you worked with, since starting this endeavor?
that's a really good question because it's over 100 plus. I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot.
Oh,
Wow. I Man, that's a good question. That'd be a Jessie question. I would have to ask her. Man, hey Jess, probably thousand. I don't know, 100 plus 500,000. A lot. I mean, like, a lot of people. Um, a lot of different people have product type business ideas.
mhm.
We've been able to help out with 3 different coffee companies, you know? So that's been really cool. I mean, like, even designing the rewards card, the banner, the look, the whole thing. And it's like, wow, and then they're on their way, and then they want more stuff, they can come back to us. It's almost like we help, like, we like, it's like when the bird lets the go to sleep. Whoops. Lets the other bird fly the nest or something. It's like, all right, your eyes are on, take care, and we'll watch over it, and just come, if you need any help or need more work or anything, just let us know.
That's
And then
awesome.
you get to watch it just happen. You're like, how's that such and such business going? Oh, it's going great, or we're doing this, and they're expanding and they're learning. Because when they come in, they want to start a business. We also, like, put in our, like, business knowledge with it too. We talk about, like, business plan. So even though that it's graphic design, where we go into a lot more, in helping them develop their business plan, or what they should be thinking about when they do their business plan. Who do they want to work with? What's their target audience? All that stuff, everything. Things that we've learned from other people, from other workshops, from other entrepreneurs. I mean, we were able to go to the Damon John Academy, and Damon John is he's family to us, and we've learned a lot from him, a lot. And from his resources that he works with, like-minded people, we've also paid attention to them, and we've done, challenges and master classes. and and now with the COVID stuff, everybody's on Zoom. Everybody, I mean, everybody is doing virtual master classes or challenges, and and so there's so much information right now on how to start a business and e-commerce and you with your phone, and it's a very interesting time. So yeah, we've learned a lot. It's been an awesome journey.
That's
I love
fantastic.
it.
It sounds like you're doing so much for so many people. What kind of entrepreneurs are coming to you? Are they people in a situation similar to yours, or is it every kind of an entrepreneur that's reaching out?
Yeah, it could be. Actually, one of the things that we've been able to work with, because we have a relationship with Goodwill and Genesee House Systems and MRS and other vocational rehab services. We've been able to have people come in. It's not like really an internship, but they'll come in and they'll work with us 3-4 weeks, and they're going to learn like job skills and things like that. And we'll learn how to press shirts, fold shirts, customer service, administrative, and whatever it is. And a lot of them, majority of them have a disability that come in. Now, we don't know what it is at first. It's kind of like we have the meeting set up. But we've had people that have been blind, deaf, use wheelchair, crutches. So it's cognitive. There's a lot of different, and then some that are just having maybe behavior barriers. The main thing is that we've been helping them. We help them develop job skills, like to go out there, and they may want to open a business or they may want to just work. But yeah, that's been an awesome part, because that's like and with me working with MRS, I kind of understand how everything works. So I want to give them more. I'm like, yeah, like you might, like they may have worked with another job for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And I'm like, let's take some time and sit down, and I'm going to talk with you for today. And we're going to go over what's going to help you. If you're going to want to own a business, these are the things you got to do. You got to write down all the equipment that you're going to need to start this business. Think about everything, even a vehicle, and then go get 3 quotes, and then have a solid business plan. And when you go back to your MRS counselor, they're going to be like, wow, this person's prepared. We need, we're ready. We're ready to help out, because there's money there. There's money there to help. So, I mean, that's been a really awesome part of the people that we've been able to work with and help and develop. But other entrepreneurs, it could be anybody. Entrepreneur that says I got an idea, or a person that's an inventor says I got a product idea. It's they just come to us, and then we just work with them. And so I don't think there's a pattern, because I think we've had multiple people, just a variety of people come to us, not in a pattern way, but helping people with disabilities and having them work for us and teaching them teachable, trainable skills and things. That's been one thing though. So, I mean, yeah.
That's fantastic, Eric. And maybe you mentioned this, I missed it, I apologize. At what point in your recovery did you decide, okay, I want to use this experience to better other people's lives? Because I know that's, it is, it's enough to dig yourself out of the hole you have, but to help others it's a whole other venture. And so where did you decide, okay, this is what I'm going to do with my experience?
I think that's a really great question. I think that there was some of that already in me. But 2, when I was in the hospital, other people that were injured, some of them actually were shot. the someone in the rehab or at Craig Hospital would say, hey, like, this person's having a rough time. Do you think that would you go talk to them? This is when I was able to talk. Remember, I was on a ventilator. I wasn't able to talk, but as the months got on, I was finally able to speak through the ventilator and stuff.
Mhm.
They're like, would you be able to talk to them? Like, they're having a hard time, A lot of times it could be that they were dealing with it well. They had a girlfriend, the girlfriend left, or they had a wife, or bad relationships happening. All, you name it. There's some things happening right now. So I was like, okay. So I started talking to the patients that were there. And that's really what's mentoring. Like, I didn't know it now, or advocating and mentoring, but that's like what I was doing. And I was like, it was natural. It was natural to go into the room. That person's life is absolutely, been rocked, and I understand that. But I also had to learn not to talk about myself and just talk and focus on them. Go, well, I know what you're talking about. Well, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I went through that too. So that was very early to be able to do that and just go, okay, kind of use like open-ended questions and just talk to the person. And also try to get them, build their trust. Once they trusted me, then they were able to open up, and we were able to actually like share not just conversation, but we were able to like hang out. Before you know it, they're out of the room and we're going down to the rec center watching a movie together or something.
That's cool. It
Yeah.
does take a very special person to reach beyond themselves and to help someone else who might be in the situation that they're in. And so I really commend you for that, Eric. I want to take you back a little bit where you mentioned that you talked with the Swartz Creek middle schoolers. As a professional speaker myself, in my infancy of my speaking career, what was it that really stuck with the kids? Because most of them may not have seen someone in your situation, or maybe had seen it only on TV. What really connected with them?
I was being truthful with them.
Okay.
I wasn't like, everything's great. And I wasn't like, you get out of here, you go to high school, everything is going to be just completely work out for you. I was like, no, you're going to have challenges. You're going to have some hard times. You're going to have some good times. You're going to, like, I was giving them the truth. I was coming with them, not to scare them, but to be able to talk to them in truth, But I said, it's okay. If you fail, it's fine. That's how you grow. If you do something, if you don't do well in a class, just do better. But don't hurt don't beat yourself up. Just do better. Like, every time that you don't do something right, or you fail, or you don't feel like it's up to your your standards are, just do better. But don't beat yourself up. Because this stuff's gonna happen when you're out of high school. The stuff that you worried about then, you're gonna laugh about later. You're gonna be like, why did I even think, like, why was that even like that? So that was something. But they inspire. That was it. Like, they inspire. They just saw it and they kept saying, and they inspire, the word being inspire. People and the teachers, they kept saying, you kept hearing it in their vocabulary. And it was just like, it was almost like it was like spreading or something. You know what I mean? Like, it was, wow. It was a very interesting thing. That was the main thing and I also asked them, what's it like being a kid right now? What's it like? Tell me. Let's go. Open it up. I want to know, what's it like being in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade in this middle school? What's it like with social media? What are the challenges? What are the things that are happening with bullying and things like that? I opened the floor for them, man. I let them talk. I let them share their heart, really open up and say, look, like, I get teased, I'm bullied, I'm different. Like, nah, man, not different, man. You're just you. You're just, you are you. Most people copycat people. You don't want to do that, because when you get to be an adult, you have to find your own lane and your own uniqueness. Don't copycat. Don't try to be like somebody else. Be you. Because when you're you, that's going to be the easiest thing that you could ever do in this life is be you. Because being someone else, you gotta figure that out. You gotta be like, well, I am not this person today, so how do I have to act when I see other people?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you see me in person, I am exactly what you see. Because it's too hard to be fake. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's so reactionary. Yeah, you're cookie cutter. You're being something that you're not. And so, yeah, I totally get it. So what is new? What is next for you going forward here as we start the last quarter of 2020?
Well, as I said in the very beginning, the bed rest. So we got to get healthy.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get this bone infection. The hole in the body's got to heal. Number one, I got to heal. If it doesn't heal the way that we need to, then I need to start thinking about options where they're going to have to go in for surgery and scrape the bone. A lot of stuff I don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But
Yep.
I'm not able to just, it's like, you know, you're paralyzed and then the bone infection paralyzes you twice.
Mm-hmm.
Paralyzes your life of living, you know?
Yep.
Paralyzed in the movement, but this also paralyzes you living life. And I'm saying being mobile, being out there in the community, being able to get in your van, being able to take trips, being able to do all those things. Set it there. It's fine. But so we got to see what happens. Right now, we're healing without antibiotics. See you later, Jess. Right now we're healing without antibiotics, and that's the most important thing because I did 17 weeks of bone antibiotics, and it worked, but I relapsed 9 months later. What triggered that? I don't know. One of the things I also did was only drink water. So my only fluid that I've been drinking for 8 weeks has been water. So fruits, vegetables, proteins, and just water.
Okay.
Water. Cut out coffee, cut out tea, cut out smoothies. Yeah, and then sweets. I cut out sweets. So very low sugar as much as possible. Low sugar as I can. And then just proteins and then my fruit. Of course, fruit's got sugar, but it's natural sugar.
Yeah.
But and fiber, things like that. So that's the number one thing. Get healthy.
Okay.
Get healthy so I can get out of bed and be mobile and continue to blaze the trail, man, and then do so much more than what I've been waiting to do. Because now I'm just waiting. Like I'm like a volcano about to erupt. I'm ready. And you don't even know. Like you thought I came hard before. I'm ready to come harder. So that's the one thing. And then just building Inspire. We always got to keep working on it, building the brand, getting more sales. I mean, the more sales, the better the better for the business and the better that I can do things. And I'm able to give to causes. I do a lot of charity stuff too that I like to, but a lot of times we don't have no budget for the charity stuff. So we're just like, we're all volunteers and we collect coats and toys and food every year, which I don't know how I'm going to do it this November because we've been doing this event for 12 years, Skateland Winter Funderland. And now, I don't know with COVID, I just don't think it's going to be possible. Plus, I don't know how donations are going to work, with that stuff. The other thing, I just got my van in December. It took 30 months to fundraise. Damon John's team came on board back in August of 2018, and I was able to work with them. It was awesome. We got the van. We raised money. We got sponsors. We got in-kind sponsorship. There's a video on my YouTube the day I got it. It was Inspire Friday, December 20th, 2019. It was an awesome Inspire Friday. And so the next mission is to get a house.
Okay. So
we live to inspire is the next one. First one was we drive to inspire for the van. Now it's we live to inspire, and it's for a house. I've checked on land. I've tried to find homes. Nothing's accessible. The rooms are too small. The ones that are there, so it's like, can you knock out a wall? It's a low bearing, all this different stuff, open floor concept. I'm trying to get a house that fits my needs. It's got a, everything. I have a list of what my needs are, what's gonna be my quality of life.
Yep.
So that's the big goal campaign. We live to inspire. So try this, starting to raise money, and I've already started. I started when we were in COVID, while we were locked down, just started putting money, just raising a little bit there, and just working on the plan of that. And then be able to do some more podcasts.
Okay.
My goal, because I just celebrated 23 years, life after an injury, September 20th is when I got shot. So I made a goal to do 23 shows by the end of the year. So
yeah,
on 23 different shows by the end of the year. And so that's a goal. I'm going to launch a website that's just Eric Patrick Thomas, see, with the speaking and the video, like just pertaining to that. A single spot, a single entry place where you can find me, see what I'm doing. And then, and then everything else, the advocating, the, community help, wherever I can help, whatever it is. Awareness. If I'm not able to be mobile out there, outside my house, then I utilize my internet, and I share. I can share things on social media. I can use my platform with video. I know how to run Zoom and StreamYard, so I can do my own shows. I do interviews. I have I have different shows that I call. I do a lot of broadcasting. I invite people on for interviews a lot. Have I done a structured show where it's continuous like yours or something? Mm-hmm. Not yet, but it's definitely in the works.
All right.
Definitely in the works. So
well, I'm excited to hear how things progress. I know you have to get your health solidified first, but I'm excited to see where things go from there. And so, Eric, if I were to ask you one thing you could tell people to inspire them to get through a tough time that they're having, what would that be?
The one thing, there's hope. There's hope. The one thing I would say, it's going to get better. Whatever situation you're going through, learn. There's the education part to it. Learn and then do better. Somehow come back better. We can only come back better if we learn from what's happening right now. Surviving. If we survive, if we survive, we should be better because of people that didn't survive. So we should be living for them. All the people that you see on that list that are not here anymore, just from COVID, we should be just like, we're ready to live because we survived. Like we're living for them too. So it's like a superhero, like a Marvel comic or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
We're pumped. We're like, we're living now. We're living for all that. Like it's, that should motivate you. Mm-hmm. That should motivate you because you survived this pandemic, this crisis. Mm-hmm. Your business survived. Man, I'm like, people that have lost their businesses, lost their homes, that's horrible.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking, and then the people that survived, they got to go out there and say, look, my business survived, my life survived, my relationship survived. So maybe it's survival. Maybe you survived, like it's resilience.
Yes.
It didn't, you might have taken a lot of hits, but you came out with life. And so with that, you got to go hard with it. You got to, and I got to too, Yeah. I'm going to watch this video and tell myself, Eric, you said you were going to come hard. I can't be like, oh, I'm going to do the same thing again. We all can't do the same stuff again. We all have to learn. We've been humbled in the last 5-6 months. And now we have to learn how to be better. We got to be better people. We got to listen. There's been protests. There's been all types. Look at all the stuff that's emerged from the last 5-6 months. We can't turn our eyes from it. We can't just turn our blind eye. We got to, we have to face the facts if the truth is out there, and we got to make it better. Yep. And we got to do better. We got to be stronger. Yep. So yeah, I don't know. I know it's not one thing, but it helped me by talking about it. It helped me think about maybe it is resilience. Resilience.
that works definitely. That, I mean, and that you are a prime example of that. So, thank you for that evolving answer. But
I
it
love that's
works.
how it comes out though.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have time for the evolving answer, but when you talk it out, that's why a whiteboard is good. Where you
Mhm.
just have a dialogue. You go, let's talk about ideas. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes an answer is that way too, because you just talk about it and you're like, boom, I got it. Resilience. And you're like, there it is. There
Yeah.
it is. And I think it's even more natural because the listener gets to actually see how you came up with the answer.
Yeah. They're
They're like the thought process of how that answer
yes.
came out, you know,
Exactly.
which can help them
Hmm.
when they have a challenging situation. Think it out. Think it out. I always say, don't say can, I always say how. How?
Exactly.
How can it be done? How can I accomplish this? How can I do this? Think it out. Just say it out loud. Write it out. Get the answer will emerge.
Hmm.
And we showed proof. We
Yeah.
showed them.
And instead of one thing, you're giving me 5 or 6 things. That's fantastic.
I hope
So,
so.
yeah. So I have one more question. My
Okay.
audience loves to hear this answer. What is your favorite dinosaur?
I I put I said Velociraptor, but I was trying to come up with something very creative and
Yep.
branding like a quadriplegicosaurus. I was trying to come up with my own. I was trying to come up with
A
something with the
Paralosaurus or
wheelchair.
something? Yeah.
Yeah, Parasaurus. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
was like Velociraptor because I remember Jurassic Park. They
Hmm.
were pretty smart. They could open doors and stuff.
Yeah.
And they took out T-Rex. They don't
Yep.
play around. So I was like, I like the vegetarian and the brontosaurus and all that stuff. But you remember when they were laid, they were getting done in.
Hmm.
They were in the field, they were like this. Like, what happened to you? Like we got tore up,
Some
so
guy opened the door and it was done.
I know. Yeah. So that would be mine.
All right.
I
Excellent.
think they're quick.
Hmm.
They're quick. They're strategized, you know, and if what doesn't work, they learn and they do another plan. They said we can't go through that wall. Watch this. We're gonna hold on to each other. He's gonna think we went that way. We're gonna get him. So I think that they're entrepreneurs, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
They
problem
are
solvers.
they are clever girls.
Yeah,
So
they're problem solvers. Are
yeah.
they ever male?
In real life, yes, but I can't remember what the movie said, but I just remember
Oh,
that one line, before the hunter was done in.
yeah.
So, well, actually, I really appreciated this conversation, Eric. Where can people find you if they want to find out more about you or about Inspire?
I would say first Google Eric spacebar Patrick spacebar Thomas. So space it out through that. You're gonna
Mhm.
find lots of like the YouTube channel and everything. The other thing, inspireshirt.com. Inspireshirt.com. And then the social media handles are Eric Patrick Thomas. Twitter is Eric P. Thomas. And then Inspire Shirt handles for social media is Inspire Shirt, except Instagram is Inspire Shirt #1. They made us put a 1 there. I don't know. I know.
All right.
Tried to get it all the same, but
Yep.
and then Easy Awareness. So if they want anything with easyawareness.com or Easy Awareness for all the social media.
Excellent.
So
Well, Eric,
yeah.
I am truly blessed with having this time to talk with you. You've really made my day,
Oh,
and
you too,
I
man.
wish you nothing but the best in your recovery and your success with your various businesses. So thanks a lot for your time, and please have
Awesome.
a great day.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for having me on the show. And here we are. We were just talking about it and now it's happened.
Yes.
And now
All
we
right.
get to, stay in touch too. That's the
Yeah,
best thing about
exactly.
it.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Eric. If you want to reach out to him, man, he's got a lot of places where you can find him. First of all, his personal lines, you can find him on Twitter at Eric P. Thomas. On Facebook and Instagram, it's Eric Patrick Thomas, all one big word. And on YouTube, you can look for him at Eric Patrick Thomas, his name written out like you usually do. For his Inspire brand, you can go to Linktree at tr.ee/inspire shirt one. Yeah, I have it on my other screen here. There's so many things I have to read off here. I can't memorize them all. And then for easy awareness by design, you can find the main website at easyawareness.com. As always, I humbly ask you to like, subscribe, share, review, rate, all that good stuff when it comes to the video and the podcast. I really appreciate it. I want to get the word out about these fantastic people that I'm meeting, and I want to spread their messages as much as possible. If you want to reach out to me to find out what I'm doing as a professional speaker, you can reach me at chrisdtgordon.com. You can also check me out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Chris DT Gordon. And there's the Spacast. Maybe I just need a spa day where I just listen to podcasts all day. But the podcast, Scar Bearers, you can find that on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, lots of the podcast places. And one more thing. The president election is just about finished by the time you're hearing this. And while it's going to come to a conclusion this week, hopefully, life is not. And please remember to treat everyone with kindness and respect, no matter what oval they fill. All right? Yes, elections may be a big deal in this country, but I think kindness, respect, and love should be greater. All right. Thanks for your time. Please have a great day. And remember to pass on perfection and go for greatness.